This was discussing a press release. Researchers discover that changes in bioelectric signals trigger the formation of new organs. This is truly a world of the future for human technology and our relation to life. Now, this comes from a number of studies, including one where they made tadpoles grow an eye on their tail, and also one inside their gut. And somehow, the body of these creatures did all sorts of heavy lifting for them, not only with their, admittedly highly specific and practiced regulation of cellular membrane potentials to kick off this process. Nonetheless, the body did all of this work to form this complex eye, just like you'd see on the outside of the body. And furthermore, it neurologically connected it to the brain. So these tadpoles apparently could see with this tail eye, or this eye in their gut. And I know some scientists will probably want to play around with this as soon as possible, but let's be kind to... And just to remember, going back, the many other researchers involved, I think I put a note at the bottom here, it really takes a village to raise an experiment, as we've seen from the presentations here. So, once again, tadpole with an eye. And I'm sure a lot of people, when they hear about experiments like this, their first reaction to scientists, how they see people doing this research is something like this.
I have created things that will change the world for the better. For instance, here is a monkey with 4 asses.
How does that make the world better?
That is a very legitimate question. But that research, just that little example of making tadpoles grow butt eyes or eyes inside their stomachs, this has increased understanding about neurology in the brain and how we could, in the future, be able to, we, the scientists who specialize this, coordinating with the medical infrastructure of our age, we could heal birth defects like the loss of an eye. Lives could be changed through these seemingly bizarre, trivial experiments. Well, bizarre and trivial to some people. They'd, sharing these experiments with the wider public. In related regenerative work, the researchers at Tufts have been creating detailed computer models of regeneration, like this picture of the classic planaria. And I think it is very much in line with the electric universe discussions to now think of, ourselves and other creatures we see as these galaxies of cells, these basically large, to give humans that understanding, the vastness of what each person or creature is. Galaxies of cells, organized keenly by electric charge gradients across cellular membranes all throughout this body. We are very intimately organized by electrical forces and can be healed by electrical forces. And some of these beings, some of our fellow Earthlings, can feel the Earth's magnetosphere, and this influences behavior in a variety of ways. If you've watched my videos, the turtles, as I discussed, the leatherback turtles, they create their nests in particular places in accordance with the geomagnetic field, and their nest placement will shift based on the shifting of the geomagnetic field. And if you've done research on your own, just looking across the internet, probably many of you interested in the subject have come across articles discussing how dogs, they were studied and found that many dogs, they would poop in accordance, they would I forget how they tested this now, but they, yes, indeed, how would they test this? But finding that even behavior like that, of say, maybe where they wanted to mark their territory, that this is such an intricate sense that these beings would be consulting this. And of course, the one thing that we humans have definitely noticed when looking at the animal kingdom, and even ourselves, is the ability to navigate using this connection to the geomagnetic field. And yes, many humans, under the right conditions, and with the right sufficiently skilled experimenter, you can do experiments and see that humans have not lost this sense. Maybe some of us are not keyed into it as much. Maybe we haven't been haven't had a need or haven't had a clean environment around us from some factors to feel the geomagnetic field. But from bacteria all the way up to sentient life forms like ourselves, this is just an intricate, it's a fact of life that one can study.